Hey Bulldoggers, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Kelly. And now that it's the new year, we're going to be moving to monthly video installments on this channel, switching off between our helpful bites and our top yoga questions playlist. For those of you who made a New Year's resolution to foster your relationships and have a question about how exactly you can do that, we have an answer for you. And of course, in true Bulldog style, it involves yoga.
As we all know, yoga and full body workouts are a form of physical self-care, but they are actually really great for the quality of your relationships too. By beginning to exercise more consistently, you can expect to see noticeable improvements in the way it feels to communicate with and be around your friends, family, and even your partner.
Need proof that regular sweat sessions can be just as good for your relationships as they are for your body? According to Healthline.com, studies have shown that couples who engage in challenging new activities together can feel an increase in relationship quality, interest, and even romantic attraction.
Based on findings from a study conducted by the International Journal of Yoga, a routine yoga practice could positively impact how a practitioner relates to themselves and to others, both on a day-to-day basis and with accumulated practice.
So how exactly does yoga benefit your relationships? Well, firstly, in addition to being a great workout and just a super fun time, working hard on your mat forces you to consider your physical limits, and it gives you the chance to meet and take down challenges. Yoga can also put you in a spot to look silly every once in a while, which we've all been there, right?
Yes, for sure.
This kind of intimacy with yourself may make you feel more comfortable establishing intimacy, emotional intimacy, mental, physical, and otherwise with your significant other as well.
Yoga can make it easier for you to bring your best self to your relationship. Through my own practice of yoga over the last decade, I personally have truly discovered a new level of self-care, self-awareness, and just a deeper understanding of my own needs. Yoga forces you to unpack your own baggage and grow into a healthy, balanced partner for someone else.
I love that.
Yoga also supports mindfulness. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Human Sciences and Extension found a positive association between increased mindfulness, which is defined as an open attention to and awareness of the present moment, and higher relationship satisfaction.
Practicing yoga will also boost your sense of independence. And this may sound a little counterintuitive because we're talking about all this love stuff and partnerships. But think about it, wouldn't your relationship feel that much better if you and your partner loved, respected, and supported each other without feeling like you were totally reliant upon one another? Wouldn't you rather feel like your relationship was built from a place of want and desire instead of one of dependence? When you're in a regular yoga habit, especially our brand of butt-busting yoga, you'll feel stronger and more confident, which has the power to shift the dynamics of your relationship in a very good way.
And speaking of having a dynamic relationship, you and your partner may already have a healthy sex life, but yoga has the power to turn the heat up even more. It increases stamina, endurance, and flexibility. So life in the bedroom is bound to be steamy. And full body workouts are just proven to heat things up on and off the mat, but also between the sheets.
But back to the independence thing. When you're feeling good in your own heart and your own soul, you are bound to approach the people in your life calmly and lovingly. Seriously, when was the last time you picked a fight with a loved one? Were you in a good place? Probably not. But yoga can help you elevate your happiness baseline. Per Psychology Today, there's an increasing amount of evidence that that connection between working out and long-term mental health is true and helps you maintain that better base level. Exercise reduces rates of stress and depression and measurably boosts your happiness.
While you obviously love your loved ones, you don't necessarily need to be around them all the time, right? Scheduling regular workouts, even at home, guarantees you alone time. When you're finished, you'll feel fitter, healthier, happier, and recharged, so you can better engage with those around you. And even though independence is incredibly important for your relationship, sometimes you want to make working out a group activity, which is awesome too. We highly encourage it. Working out with your loved ones is a great addition to your routine. Do you ever feel like you, your parents, your siblings, your kids, your friends, or significant other are always doing the same thing together all the time? We all get into ruts, especially in our latest quarantine mode. So we feel pretty confident that if you start getting into full body workouts, you'll inspire your loved ones to get into the mix, adding a whole new set of activities for you to choose from. You can invite friends from outside of your quarantine pod to sync up with you online at home on Bulldog. And since we've already established the mental health benefits of exercise, we like to think making full body workouts social will create a pretty cool positive cycle.
So this is all really informative and incredibly interesting, but it would be really awesome if we could get some actual yoga couples to dish on their relationships on and off the mat. What do you think? Let's go meet some yogis.
The first time we met was at Frankfurt Hall in Philadelphia, and my friend Katie saw James and brought him over, and that's the first time we met. And then we did go on like a few group dates, I guess, to like some Phillies games and stuff in the city, and then our relationship kind of grew from there.
We actually met at work.
Yeah, we used to work together.
And I didn't know, when I saw your name on paper, I didn't know if you were a girl or a boy.
Mm-hmm. And I still get mail at Julia or Julie all the time. Yeah.
Okay, so Ed and I met in Avalon, New Jersey in a summer shore house in 2018.
We were in our 40s. Don't tell anybody.
So yes, we were doing a group shore house, and a friend of mine in the shore house had bumped into Ed, and Ed asked about me, and
Of course, she thought I was the maintenance man.
I thought Ed was the maintenance man, putting together bunk beds and stuff around the house since it was our first weekend. And, you know, it was just, we've been together ever since, and now we're engaged.
Just a little under 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in March.
You do better with the math.
15 years together and 10, nearly 11 married.
11 years in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
I get that wrong a lot.
Oh, she's 12. You got it wrong. It is wrong. I got it wrong too. 12 in January, yeah.
2 years, 6.5 months. She doesn't know that. She doesn't even know when we met. I know the day we met.
So we officially met on May 21st, I believe, which was Memorial Day weekend. So we got engaged on Halloween 2020, and our wedding date is next December 12/12/21.
I started doing yoga about 15 years ago when I was working in a corporate job. And I had this wonderful woman I work with named Becky. She said, you should come to this yoga class. And I didn't know what it was at all, but it was like, oh, sounded like a really fun social thing. And I've been practicing on and on for 15 years. And the last 5 years since I had back injury and back problems, I'm pretty much exclusive just doing yoga. So it's been the main form of movement in my body and my life.
I guess I started doing it when Tess became a teacher, and I did it a few times with her, and then at various studios that we've been teaching at, including Bulldog.
He doesn't like my classes that much. He likes Brittany and Michelle and Patty a lot.
So I started practicing yoga in 2015, and I started trying a class at ACAC in Eagle View in Downingtown. And I just started getting really into it. One of the girls there then introduced me to another yoga studio. In 2016, I decided to do yoga teacher training. So it'll be 5 years, or 6 years, right? Am I calculating it right? Yeah, it'll be 6 years.
She did not force me to get into yoga. I decided to get into it. I own a seasonal business, and I had winters off, and I decided I wanted to work at Lululemon in the winter randomly. Don't ask me why or how that happened. And then that kind of helped solidify getting into yoga, and then I found love for it.
I first started practicing yoga about 4 years ago. I've been at Bulldog for about 2.5-ish years. Not super long, but it's definitely become a huge part of my life since then.
I started practicing yoga fairly shortly after we started dating, and I think I'd said to Allegra that I was turning 30 or just turned 30, and you know, the idea of doing heavy weightlifting for the rest of my life probably wasn't the best idea. It wasn't really appealing to me, but I still wanted to do something to work out. Said to her that I had always wanted to try yoga. She had mentioned to me that she was a yoga teacher, and she took me to Bulldog, and here we are.
You got your ass kicked the first time.
I did.
I love the community, first of all. I love the heat, especially at Bulldog, and most of the studios that I've attended have all been heated classes.
I love coming to classes during the work week at 9:30 in the morning. I kind of go into the office for a couple hours, go take a yoga class, decompress, go back to work till the evening time. So for me, it's both an escape and an opportunity to kind of level set, recenter.
I love the music. I like music. I think the first class I took there before I was even teaching, they had like a Rolling Stone song and Coldplay. I'm like, wait, you can do that? I just think it was fun, that it was vibrant and pulsating. And I like that the online is available. And I like that it's not serious. And we don't have master float up and do crazy pose yogis. We have really, I hate the word normal, but for this particular conversation, normal, modern bodies moving in a yoga practice. And the stuff you see online where you see cool Instagram pose isn't really what most people do. So I like how anybody can do it, anybody, and anybody can do the class. And it's just fun. It's really welcoming, both online and in the studio.
My favorite thing about Bulldog is I just love the energy, the music, and I think like really when I started going to Bulldog is when it kind of really inspired me to sort of change my practice in terms of switching up our flows and just adding other stuff to the flow, like push-ups and like little cardio bursts and different things like that. And I really think through doing yoga at Bulldog, it's really pushed me even towards working harder on a lot of my inversions that I've been working so hard, like handstand.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think in the beginning when I got into it, I won't say I wasn't resisting it. I wanted to go. And then I just slowly started falling in love with it and realizing like, wow, I can touch my toes now. And then it became more of like, I would say like a mental health thing also. And we've done some at-home flows. I definitely have to get back on it. I try to go in the water every day instead of stretching. But after getting into my snowboard straps the other day, or bindings, I realized, ooh, I need to do more yoga so I can be like I was last year and strap in and out and get up off my butt a lot easier.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in the beginning, James was like a little bit apprehensive to go to classes alone because he like was very new to yoga. There's guys in the class, but not too many. So I feel like in the beginning we were scheduling it like we would go together, and now James is like a celebrity here, so he comes all the time whenever he wants.
It's like the new kid at a high school sitting at a lunch table.
And we
by
definitely
himself.
have a few different like perspectives. Like I like to practice on the weekends, whereas James doesn't always.
And I enjoy taking your classes as well.
I think that was one thing that actually brought us closer, was going to yoga together.
Yeah,
It was just something that we both like. And I think even at some point got competitive on like who was going to get to do a handstand first.
I do think you have to create a space though with like louder music. What we used to do in the military, when we would sing, when we would run, you stopped thinking about how you were breathing, and I think that's a part of like home practice. It's a little quieter. You're not getting that same vibe.
No, we do. If we've done it together at Bulldog, we've done it together on vacations. If there's Bulldog offered at places for staying and stuff, yeah,
Right,
it's fine.
that's true. We do.
It's fine. When you can stop laughing at me as I'm doing it, but yeah.
It's hard not to want to help him. I think we just like a different type of class. So
I like the Activate classes more. I've still got a lot of musculoskeletal stuff from playing rugby for too long. So I find the slower, steadier stuff and the longer poses a bit more gentle on my body and better for me than the more vigorous stuff. But yeah, that works better for me.
And I like the type of classes I like are similar to how I teach. That's why I teach the way I do. I like really fast, physical, dynamic. It's probably because my brain's always in a million different directions, so it reflects in my teaching and my practice, but that's what I gravitate to.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both love like the power flow classes, the athletic based, quick moving, high intensity, sweating a lot type classes.
Usually pretty much anything Allison Sobel's teaching is usually pretty good for me. I don't pretend to be an expert on all the different types of flows, but I always enjoy the classes here at Bulldog.
Definitely something that we both enjoy. We talk about it. I think we'll be like, how'd you like that class? What'd you think of that flow? Or what'd you think of that sequence? So it's like another talking point, something that we now have in common. It just makes me feel like he's really like taking an interest in something that's a huge part of my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think, whether it be our relationship or, more generally speaking, taking yoga is been kind of a way to just manage everything that's happened in 2020. And I think it's probably, been an outlet for both of us. We can share that yoga bond that we have and not, take those stresses home and, have, opportunities to take stress out on each other or, our friends, our family.
Physically, I know I was worried after you had your surgery a few years ago that I was very happy with Tessa doing yoga. I wasn't happy with her doing all the other stuff she was doing. So I was insistent, more than the surgeon, that you needed to do this and nothing else.
Yeah.
So I think it's good from that point of view. It's taken a lot of stress out of that and made you well, actually. It's good.
Yoga it has created a whole new life for us and me, because it's now my 4th career. But it's made me a better person, a better mom, a better wife, I like to think. I think I've evolved with my teaching as well.
I think she hit the nail on the head. I think it definitely, in the beginning of our relationship, it really helped solidify a lot of things. And it was that thing where we could go our separate ways during the day, but we spent that hour of together time. And then we also had similar things to talk about, and we would run a similar schedule in the morning, by fitting that in. And sometimes it wouldn't work together. And like I said, I would go and practice by myself, or she would be teaching, and showing up at like a lot of her classes. It was great. And moving from the front of the back of the class to the front of the class, those are monumental moments.
I always need at least one block for a yoga class, but that's probably pretty obvious if anyone sees me
And several towels and shirts.
Yes, yes, for sure.
So we just purchased in October a camper, and we've had several camping adventures so far.
People probably are like, who is that?
Yeah, South Philly. Yeah, it's
Julian's from South Philly, and he loves cheesesteaks.
I'm from Wales. I'm from Wales originally, but I've lived in the States for nearly 20 years.
And if you don't know, Wales is not a small town inside London. Fun fact that if you're with Julian, he will tell you anything and everything that has to do with Wales, especially around the Philadelphia region. That's a Welsh name. That's from Wales. It's from Wales.
All right, that's a wrap. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos in our Top Yoga Questions playlist to get all the answers to those trending yoga topics you know and love.
And while you're at it, grab a partner and head over to bulldogonline.com, where we have a full library of all length and all level classes for you. And remember, spread love. It's the Bulldog way.
All right. Check out our awesome Oh, shoot.
See?
I know.
It's become
It's
such
too
a
much.
mouthful. Here, I'll say that part. Mini bites and nope. Wait, again, let me think this up. So we're saying